My name is Anna Tompkins, and I chose Blek street art. You can see here it's the homeless man laying down with his dog and the rats in the background. Typically, the rats are a form of signature for Blek but in pieces like this, it's more of like a way to show the harsh living conditions of homeless people. Blek his real name is Xavier Prou. He was born in Paris in 1951, and he founded the stencil movement in Paris after taking a trip to New York. He actually noticed all of the graffiti and street art and asked somebody, like, what is this? And their response was that it's vandalism, it's eye pollution, but Blek always saw the beauty in it. So at first he started painting rats around Paris, but then he started doing people and political art pieces. He often travels around the world to paint his work, and he'll even paint the same image of this homeless man just to spread awareness. And he has said, I want the characters of the paintings to walk out of the museums to give them back to the people of the city. Conflict theory was created by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels in the 19th century. Essentially, it's two classes, or societies are made of two classes: the bourgeoisie, which are those who own the means of production. They inherit their wealth and the ownership, and they underpay and exploit proletariats since those are the people that work for them. Proletariats make up a large majority of society, and they're not allowed near decision making or any power. Marx says that class divide is the main source of conflict for humans, and that revolution is the solution. A belief in meritocracy is not only false, it's bad for you, by Clifton Mark. So, this article was published by Princeton University Press in 2020. The whole article is about meritocracy, which is the belief that personal achievements are due to skill and effort. And Mark has this to say on the ideology. As with any ideology, part of its draw is that it justifies the status quo, explaining why people belong where they happen to be in the social order. Throughout the article, Mark gives a lot of evidence in different studies and on how meritocracy affects people. It's really a way to shift blame and to congratulate those who are considered successful. Marx would have seen meritocracy as a way to keep the proletariats distracted from what's really going on, since individuals take blame for what's happening rather than looking at the flaws in the system. So, back to street art. This relates to conflict theory since homelessness is a huge issue due to the bourgeoisie hoarding wealth. Proletariats are underpaid, leading to a lack of funds when major life events happen that could lead some people homeless. For example, COVID. Somebody could have worked 40 hours a week and done everything that they could to provide for their family, but since they are underpaid, they didn't have enough money in their savings to prepare for losing their job. And then for meritocracy, as Mark said, it's the best way of keeping the status quo. People use this ideology as an excuse to not help those in need. They justify homelessness as something that could have been prevented and faults the homeless people themselves. Even though being homeless could just be one bad decision, or sometimes it's not even the decision of the person themselves. And then with homelessness and street art, homelessness, as we know, is a huge issue that happens all over the world. A common approach to fixing homelessness is to just drive homeless people out of cities. This is done by destroying their settlements, anti homeless architecture, and not providing any aid for them. There's seemingly enough money in the pockets of billionaires to at least aid in ending homelessness, but they choose not to because they don't make any profits off of it. And then for street art, I think it's one of the most powerful types of art. There's no monetary gain as if it was in an art museum, so it's just artists spreading the messages that they want to. Black chose to speak out on the living conditions of homeless people, and he paints these images across the world. It's not because he wants money from it, but it's because it's a cause that he cares about. So I really think that this is the purest form of art to spread this message.